Will Trump pressure Ukraine to cut a deal? The clearest change that US President-elect Donald Trump is likely to make on foreign policy is in Ukraine. Republican support for spending more on sending weapons to Kiev has been declining, and Trump will probably follow through on his promise to seek a peace deal. The problem is that peace will likely come at terms that do not favor Ukraine. Now Ukraine's military losses have begun to mount, and the practical barriers to continue support to Ukraine, declining Western stockpiles, Ukraine's significant manpower and corruption problems have increased. Trump has a popular mandate to seek a settlement, even though Europeans might object. I'm sure they'll follow whatever Trump does, though. Now, the clearest change that the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is likely to make is in Ukraine. Republican support for spending more on sending weapons has been declining. The problem is that peace will likely come at terms that do not favor Kiev. What then would a settlement in Ukraine look like? The territorial question will be settled by facts on the ground. Russia's recent gains suggest that this will be worse for Ukraine than it would have been a year ago. The Kursk incursion could give the Ukrainians some leverage, but only if they can succeed in holding it. Then there are the bigger strategic questions. Kiev insists that any peace deal must include a security guarantee, ideally via NATO. Russia is not likely to tolerate this, despite what Ukrainian leaders say publicly. A minimum acceptable deal for Kiev might look more like Ukrainian sovereignty, the ability to arm itself with Western help, and economic integration to Europe. Trump is well placed to put pressure on Kiev, but he and his advisors should be under no illusion that they can force Kiev to the negotiating table. It's possible that whatever deal is negotiated, particularly if it is negotiated over the heads of Ukrainians, would be politically unacceptable to the Zelensky government. Kiev might opt to keep fighting and seek European support instead. For the Trump administration, the choice would be whether to continue to support Ukraine or to step back and drop the problem on Washington's European allies. This is from the Foreign Policy on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.